Hello and welcome to my channel AB Make It Artwork, where we do what we do to make that artwork for you. And if you're new to my channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. Join the AB Creative Crew. We do sketchy art things. So in recent news, I have figured out how to use the info card. So something I plan on doing for my videos is at the beginning of each video, I will link the previous video with that info card. And at the end, if there's a new video or a video in sequence to a series, I'm going to add the link at the end. It just requires me getting on a computer as soon as I upload a video to add the info cards. Because if you didn't know, I tend to record either on my phone or my iPad. And today this was recorded with my iPad. I have a giant watercolor book that I drew all these androgynous characters on, and I tend to upload from my iPad because it would take too long to upload it onto, Google Photos and then download it and then re-upload it. Who needs that kind of hassle? But yeah. That's new news today that I have figured out the info cards. And today's drawing is a bunch of androgynous figures. I decided on drawing more androgynous figures because I figured one of my popular videos was drawing androgynous dudes, and I wanted to draw more androgynous characters. And I don't know, when I look up androgynous person or just androgynous models and whatnot, I always get stuck seeing the same or similar things. And I know there's quite a few people in the community, LGBT plus community, who are trying to kind of steer away from that ideal that it's super thin characters that look like teenagers to an extent. And it's sort of like this model stereotype that ambiguous people are really thin with in-between of masculine, feminine features in the face. And it's like there's a lot of people who can be ambiguous and not thin. There are curvy people who can dress ambiguously. There are people with big tatas that still dress very ambiguously. And I wanted to just kind of combine different feminine and masculine features that even if you could say, oh yeah, that totally looks like a guy, you could still second guess and think, well, I can't really say if that person identifies it, or that character that's being drawn identifies maybe as a guy or a girl. And it's just this mashup of going back and forth with the character, so that maybe as an audience you would question, but that's kind of the point, that they look very ambiguous and sticking with the ideal of being androgynous. And these characters can be gender fluid or very in touch with a particular gender. For instance, I have a bearded lady. I love drawing bearded ladies, by the way. If I ever figure out poll systems, I'll add in polls, but if you want to put in the comment section which of these ambiguous androgynous characters is your favorite, go ahead and put that comment down in the comment section down below. Like I said, bearded lady is my favorite. She is definitely a model looker, very confident in her body and in her facial hair. And I suppose if she didn't have clothing exposing the cleavage, and the jacket was more so closed, you may assume that this character is more male, more masculine. And I just had a lot of fun with it. I think it's really fun just drawing characters that sort of warp that perception of boy, girl, male, female, man, woman kind of stuff. Because I always think it's such a hoot, the mind trip that some people have. um, at first I only drew the 4 because from what I could see with the screen of my iPad, I thought that was all you could see as the viewer. But then when I looked over the footage, I saw that, like, yes, I could still see the extra space that I had marked out after the first time of looking through my camera. And I thought it was really helpful having that extra space and just being able to be aware without looking at the screen that I could have a lot of space to do this. I think this is about like an 8 by 10 kind of space. I didn't really measure that much out. Yeah, here's me lining, doing the line work for my bearded lady. So much love for bearded ladies. So much love. I had one friend mention that their favorite character was the top left person, because they like round bellies, and their opinion was that the person to the far left looks like someone that they would sit with and talk to at lunch and stuff about different things. That it looked like someone they would hang out with. Though. I decided afterwards, when I realized, hey, I've got more space, I should probably fill it up to add 2 more characters. And sometimes I don't always do full body or torso drawings. I just do portraits. And I really like how the second portrait came out. I love how the hair came out and the features and just so how in the middle the characters all look. And I really enjoy that. I guess trailing back to that initial thought of the kind of stereotypical androgynous ambiguous form, which is this very thin looking person that kind of looks like a teenager phase, is what you see a lot of characters that are maybe gender fluid or gender ambiguous or non-binary. And I just wanted to draw different characters, different body shapes that can also be very ambiguous and non-binary in a sense. Because I think we all need that kind of character body positivity. And I do know there are a couple artists that also kind of have that mindset with their characters, that they want body diversity, and I really like them for that. Just watching the speed draw makes me happy. If you are wondering how long this took, I sat down for an hour and a half. Close to an hour and 40 minutes. But I'll just go with like an hour and a half because that roughs it out. And I'm breaking out some watercolors because I've recently been trying to play around more with watercolors. And if you're wondering what watercolors these are Prang student colors. They're a reasonably cheap set. You can see them in your art classroom sometimes. And something I didn't realize about my set is that I can take the watercolor pans out of it. And that was pretty amazing when I found out. Or maybe I just forgot about that from high school and I was just like, yes! I can take the pans out and I can just have them with me if I just want to use a couple particular colors. And if I got like a little mint box, I can just take them with me with make a little carry set. And if I ever wanted to just replace the colors with some other paint, I could easily do that, and that felt pretty amazing to think about once this paint all runs out. That'll probably be a while though. And I decided to color this in with watercolors because I've been trying to play around and get used to watercolors. For the longest time, I've wanted to get better at using watercolors. So the only way you can get better is by actually using a medium. And I'm pretty mediocre as far as someone who can use watercolors. But I'm learning. I'm learning to try and be patient and let it sit and dry in between layers, and to not accidentally go in and let the washes touch, let the colors touch too soon. And it's been a fun experiment. I mean, I posted up a couple of photos in which I showed portraits, and I'm pretty happy with them. I'm pretty happy with this. Makes me feel lots of happier. And I don't know. Sometimes it's always just fun to try something new, because it gets you inspired just for the whole creation process, just figuring out something. Part of me wishes I had thought of color palettes a little bit more before the coloring process, but I also love the spontaneity of just going through and coloring something. It's a bad habit that I probably should break and get out of, but this is a doodle time, so why should I worry about being precise and exact when it's all practice and it's all fun? Gosh, I really hope that you're enjoying this video thus far and that you've been enjoying the new year with new content. Sudden traffic in the background. Oh, some other new things, by the way, is that I've been creating and maintaining more playlists. I plan on doing a schedule in which I record the day before, because usually I would record the day of, edit the video, and then have it up. But I'm thinking it's much more practical if I record my videos the day before and try to complete them to 50%, 75% to where all I have to do is add a voiceover and do any final edits, like add the title card and then all that jazz. So hopefully I can keep on track with my schedule. I'm sorry for all the background noise. Had to take a quick break so that the sounds of construction could die down. It almost seems that every time I try to pick up the mic and record, they start to pick up their noise making. And the moment I set myself down to stop recording, they get silent. And it's become the bane of my existence with this recording. So, if you've ever been curious on my upload dates, I upload Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, my time. So Eastern Pacific time. That is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays that I upload at around 7 p.m. So hopefully construction will try to keep their dull roar as quiet as possible, and I can get through the rest of this, because there's only like 2 more minutes. 1 more minute left. Gosh. If you want to find me on any of my other social media, I have a Tumblr, I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, I have a Newgrounds account that I'm not really using very much, a DeviantArt that I'm behind on, and a Pinterest that I usually use for reference boards and stuff. And obviously you found me here on YouTube. Yay! I keep all the links to my different accounts in the description. And like I said earlier on in the video, well, at the beginning of the video, if I have a new video, I will add a link to it in the info card up in right corner. Yeah. Yeah. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you are having a wonderful crafty day wherever you are. as always, make sure that you do what you do to make that artwork for you. Lots of love!